we want to thank you for joining the category of Esther Murugis and others who really want to make a difference in our country while they are able to. We cannot think of a better thing to do at this point in time as a country, better than what you are doing this morning, reaching out to those in our midst, as my wife was able to say, who are hurting. And therefore, I know that we're supposed to launch this event, and I want to thank the media. I think, in fact, the guests at this function should be all the Kenyan media. When I see Rose Kimodo here, I know they're actually properly represented, because the media should continue to remind us that as long as we've internally displaced Kenyans, to that extent, we continue to really have a very serious scar on our conscience as a nation and as a people. Esther, I know you're committed to this. When you started as Minister for Special Programs, you went out there, you cried with fellow Kenyans, and you pledged to resettle them by December this year. Now we're in December, and I've heard that it is very good to actually say, yes, this was what I wanted to do. I've not been able to make it, but your commitment remains firm. I want to tell you that all of us in government, led by His Excellency the President, are committed. In fact, I remember the President one time saying, I want the IDPs resettled. I want to tell you that, in my view now, we commit along with the Ministry of Special Programs to ensure that by Christmas next year, 2011, we will have resettled all the IDPs. If we will have achieved that objective, I can tell you, dear friends, that the purpose for this breakfast will have been fully realized. Because it is not enough to give them the cheer. Msisimue mwananchi Mkenya, I think that is what it is, sisimua mwananchi, and there's an SMS there. And those wonderful companies that have decided, captains of industry. When I saw Bwana Muriuki of Mastermind here, I knew, if you look at his own stature, you know it is serious business. And when you see people like Kiru, Kabianga Diary, and others, all the way from Kisumu, and others who are not here, but I know in reality they are with us, then you realize Kenyans want to do something to cheer up a fellow Kenyan. And those children, my wife was telling me that the most difficult moment she had with the Kirathimo children was when she was trying to prepare them to sit for their KCP. They have been displaced. I could see her, even through the church effort, getting some little shoes to take to these children, including taking them a Christmas card and wishing them well in their exams. And the children asked her, look at us. We do not have we do not have IDs. Those are the national identity cards. And we don't even have voters' cards. Can you tell us, why are we here? And that's a very difficult question. And so those children, and children in particular, when you think of the spirit of Christmas, you really have to think of children. That's why you go buy them sweets in the local churches and local communities. That's why, as I was growing up, my mother was an excellent chapati maker. When we lost, I knew, I felt a sense of loss, even over Christmas. And so, as Esther has told us, eat one chapati, give two, this Christmas season. And as I said, that comes with a commitment that by next year, this time, we'll be saying, as a government, as a people, we have resettled those amongst us who left their homes, not because they wanted to, but because circumstances made it so. And of course, there are others. Even as we try to resettle these ones, even those who have been IDPs before, I'm sure, deserve our full attention. And therefore, Minister Esther, I thank you for that commitment. You need 2 billion shillings. And we have to look for that 2 billion shillings. You need 20,000 acres. That 20,000 acres have to be actually found. Lest we act in breach of that commitment, let us not even fix it, but let us determine that we are going to make the difference. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being and standing very tall. Even people like Charles Karigidu, who my last left in Mariakane, he's come all the way from Mombasa and others. And as I said, even those who are not here, I'm sure through the media outreach, this is why I say the guests here are the media, because this is actually a media event, that we are going to make the difference. May I then, on behalf of, I'm the patron of KMF, and of course on behalf of my wife and the children and all the friends of KMF, wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2011. 2011 is going to be the year of the resettlement, complete and final resettlement of IDPs in Kenya. May God bless you.
Mr. Chris Obura Philip, Chief Executive Coalition of Young Voters, this is the youth, has given a personal commitment to ensure resource mobilization for businessmen in China and Hong Kong, and has also pledged 10,000 shillings. Thank you very much. Mr. Moruki, the Managing Director of Mastermind Tobacco, has given 100,000 shillings. Thank you very much, Mr. Moruki.